It was stunning news when the story broke late Saturday, but it was not a shock. Soon, the greatest show on earth will be no more. No more elephant acts. Declining ticket sales contributed to the demise of the Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey Circus. We still love to see the smiles on the faces of our children as they marvel at the wonderment of it all. But as Kate Flexter reports, times have changed, and so have our sensibilities when it comes to acts that include animals.
John Ringling's legacy can be felt all around town, from the Ringling Bridge to the Ringling Museum to this circus ring of fame. And for that reason, many locally were devastated by the news. If you're wondering what happened to Ringling's elephants, here they are at the Center for Elephant Conservation in Polk City, home to more than a dozen elephants, all retired circus stars. Last year, we brought you to the conservation when the greatest show on earth retired its iconic elephants, following accusations of animal cruelty from activists, including multiple lawsuits. Many say that was the final blow to the famous Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey Circus.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth!
For more than a century, though, the circus went by the self-proclaimed title, The Greatest Show on Earth, and few disputed it was true.
There was no show to work for like Ringling Brothers, because it truly is the greatest show on earth.
That made the news of the show shutting down all the more surprising for people like Aaron Watkins, who toured with the circus as a clown for about 5 years.
I was shocked. I think everyone I know was shocked. Once you get to 145 years old, you think, oh, okay, it's going to be around forever.
Parent company Feld Entertainment made the announcement Monday, attributing the decision to a sharp decline in ticket sales, which dropped even more when the company retired the elephants. People for the ethical treatment of animals took to Twitter to declare victory.
The percentage drop was much more severe than what we anticipated.
That decline, along with the high operating cost, made it an unsustainable business model. The company now helping its more than 400 circus employees find new jobs and searching for suitable homes for the more than 100 circus animals. But for more than a century, the circus thrived, putting the small coastal town of Sarasota on the map thanks to John Ringling, making Sarasota the circus capital. Downtown's Main Street was even featured in the 1950s movie, The Greatest Show on Earth.
So what kind of a role did the circus play in shaping Sarasota?
I think Sarasota and the circus and Ringling just grew up together.
The Ringling Museum circus curator Deborah Walk says the circus was in many ways an education, bringing the exotic, the never-before-seen to small-town America.
You didn't have to go to a large town. You didn't have to go to any other country. The circus brought you the world to your doorstep.
But over the years, the crowds became smaller. And while the decline was gradual, the news of it closing was anything but.
It was certainly a surprise. I was shocked.
World-renowned daredevil Nick Wallenda was equally as saddened by the news. John Ringling was responsible for bringing his family to America from Havana, Cuba in 1927.
You know, there's a lot of sentiment there for sure, and they are an American icon.
Wallenda comes from a long line of circus performers dating back more than 200 years and says it's an art form that's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Went through the recession, the Great Depression, the circus just kept going on. It's one of the oldest forms of entertainment for sure, and people are fascinated with what we do.
The key, Wallenda says, is adapting to the times, keeping circus modern and relevant.
My goal is to create a show that will tour around the United States that will incorporate YouTube sensations. You know, these people that have 50 and 60 million views, those are the people that need to headline the show alongside of me.
So will we see another greatest show on earth? It depends on who you ask.
You'll never be able to afford to get that many creative people together again to match the grandeur of the greatest show on earth. And that doesn't mean that circus is dead, but the great American circus, probably this is the death blow to it.
We always say the show must go on in our industry, and that's a fact. My family has done this for over 200 years, and I have no intentions of stopping anytime soon. And if anything, what's happening with Ringling Brothers encourages me and inspires me to go out and do greater things so that I can carry on that legacy that my family started a couple hundred years ago.
If you're interested in checking out one of John Ringling's greatest legacies, it'll be in Tampa next week for that final tour. In Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.